our Winston. If you had gone bottom route around pillar, our healers would not have been able to see our Winston, therefore we would not have been as forced up as we were. I have sightline on this doorway, just like our Winston does, so does our D.Va, so do our healers. They all have sightline of this doorway. Right there, your Rein shattered into a bubble. Again, ult economy. You need to be wary of when to use ults, what ults are being used, and where this ult is going to be used, because your Rein just wasted a key asset on your team. Something that could have been used to wipe out.
He did shatter down our Winston.
Yeah.
I don't. Did he get just our Winston?
Okay, he got our Winston. The reason he didn't get me is I was playing corner.
Yeah, and then our Winston does go down.
Is what I was trying to think about doing.
Yeah. And then you get Destructo out of mech.
Next time you pause, I figured out something.
Yes.
If we do this again, you need to make an account, and I figured out how to make it so other people can't control that.
Okay, fair.
I fixed it.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do it for next time. I mean, I was hoping just to do it in just a joint group chat, but there's too many of us here for me to do it the way I normally do it. Because the way I'd normally do it, I have a stat banana, so I can actually just bring up the actual map and show you on the map where your positionings were. So right here, there is, you guys are blue team, right? There are 3 of you against, I think, 4 or 5 of us.
When we pushed in,
yeah.
there weren't that many.
Here we go. Here's the Nano Blade coming through, Slack and Nash, and
yeah.
falling. Fluffy deleted.
Okay.
Oh no, Slack.
Now, something that our team, the team we went up against yesterday, did when we would pop ults like this, is they would wipe. They would jump off the edge, they would regroup with their team, and they would reconvene. You guys not at any point tried to get yourself killed to reconvene with your team. You would continue to try to stall even as one person.
Yeah.
And the reason that's not a good idea is because that leads to what we call prolonged stagger. So the longer you stay on the cart by yourself, the longer it's going to take for you to respawn when we actually get around to killing you. Because if you're not stalling the cart and you're behind us, like flanking our healers, and our healers know they're being flanked, our healers are going to then reconvene with our tanks, sit with our tanks, and just let you continue to backline us. And then when we get to a point where we feel, okay, this is a good enough point, we'll turn around, everyone will dive that person who's in our backline, and then turn around and go back to point. Now it's a 5v6, and we have a stagger that's going to last quite a bit longer than a normal stagger would.
Yeah.
So being wary of where you are in the position you're in and how many of your teammates are alive is a key thing. That's why I talk about win conditions. Win conditions being what you need to actually win. Like in a game, best example would be Sly with his him being the win condition. Anytime we had Nano, our win condition was making sure that Nano was popped onto the Genji, make sure our Genji was getting the picks he needed to get. Or in most comp games, when you have like a Pharah and you have a Mercy, making sure your Pharah is alive is generally speaking your win condition, because your Pharah can rain down damage from above, get a lot of picks, and keep pressure applied to a team. She also has the perk of being able to shield break because of how much damage she does. So just figuring out which person on your team isn't necessarily, like figuring out which person on your team is doing the best, isn't necessarily your win condition. A win condition is something that brings the entire team together, that allows the team to actually do their job.
Yeah.
In our case, it happens to be one player for this match, but yesterday, our win condition happened to be, say for example, keeping 2 people alive, or keeping a specific player alive, or anything along those lines. Yeah. Like, for example, yesterday's match. Same point, we're right where we have stopped. Joel called it out. The win condition was keeping me alive. I was playing Reaper. Win condition, keep Sin alive. If Sin's alive, we're going to have no issues taking this point. Both the healers double-pocketed me, kept me alive, and then as soon as I was topped up, they moved back onto our tanks and kept our tanks alive. The tanks body blocked for me as soon as I got shattered and slept, and just kept me up. As soon as I hit my ult, I popped it, that's when we won. Because the win condition was making sure we had an ult for the team fight. Because we didn't have any abilities for the team fight. And the closest person on our team to an ult was me. So the win condition was making sure I could get my ult fast enough to take down the rest of the team.
Okay.
You see, you kind of get what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely get that.
Sorry, I don't mean to ramble on. It's just
I do.
how I.
I understand.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. I saw
I
Carvana.
actually just started recording you doing this because I feel like my team needs to hear this. So.
Fair enough. If you're recording this and you want to show this to your team, I'm perfectly okay with this. Let's move on.
4 minutes ago, and Penton Esports flipped this as one's around.
Also, I hate the fact that they call us Penton Esports.
Penton Fury.
Easy voice for casting, by the way. My goodness,
Aw,
that
what
sounded
a
like an
sweetheart.
auctioneer. It's very good.
Yeah.
But either way,
Now,
yeah,
I'm trying to remember
that
what was
very
bad
good.
about here. Okay,
Fans
so
were
we
able
staggered.
to take it down.
We
They
staggered your
so
Junkrat. Okay, so see, this is the difference between what happened with you guys earlier and what happened with us earlier. You guys got a pick, and you continue to try to apply getting picked. Destructo got a pick, and his immediate reaction to, oh, I took down the Junkrat, he turns around and comes back to the team because he knows it's a 5v6, and any normal team would regroup on said 5v6 and wait it out.
The Widowmaker,
Which is exactly what you didn't do.
At the moment, they were
You did
so
not
focused on
regroup, you
Widowmaker,
started
looking
to
see
force
what
up towards the
difference would
point as
Switch over
spread
to
out team
DBS,
members.
was able to charge up the ultimate quickly. This is looking still pretty good.
Also,
They're
Nathan, what did
working
you just
like
do?
a
Did you just
well-oiled
BM?
machine here, Penta Fury.
What?
Did you just BM? Did you just shake your ass at them?
I don't know. Wait, go back.
You like teabagged on the ground.
so I can check that.
Go back. I don't remember.
I think you BM.
The only thing I remember about this
Right
one.
here, right here. You place down your bubble,
Switch over to
and then you
DBS,
just start shaking your butt.
ultimate-
Is that you BMing?
So I was first trying to just like turn my butt so I wouldn't get headshot. Then I put bubble before I did that, so it was like me delaying myself. It was a delayed reaction on my own bubble. I
Because
literally was
you weren't
I was
BMing,
moving-
you're just being stupid.
I was moving back and forth trying to dodge projectiles, even though there's a bubble around me.
Okay, we're not gonna
You
talk
never
about that.
said
then.
he was the brightest bulb, okay?
well-oiled machine over here.
Hey, look,
Okay.
I just 500 IQ block a McCree, okay? Just wait for the high noon, then you see something good.
After he gets teammates, Buggy also getting taken out by the Tracer, he's going to be able to
Okay.
say that. The other way around is
So-
Yeah, so
the
the reason my reaction time was so fucking slow is I thought I killed the Tracer
Now,
because she walked into me and I got another
okay, I have to point this out because this was decent on whoever was playing D.Va on their part on your team. T500, you were stuck in your spawn in that left corner, and I was trying to clip into you to get you while you were sitting in that corner, and you probably noticed that.
Yeah.
You were like 1 HP, I was trying to kill you. Your D.Va defense matrix for you and let you get back into spawn. So she
Yeah.
peeled for you. That was the first time I've ever seen your D.Va peel for anybody, but she peeled for you.
She was walking back from spawn.
She was coming back from spawn, yes, but she did apply her defense matrix and stood there with her defense matrix up. She didn't force into me. She stood there with her defense matrix up and let the tracer back into the spawn to get healing. You can see right here. You see, I'm trying to clip in,
Absolutely.
and the tracer sitting, or the D.Va was sitting there with her defense
The oil
matrix.
exploded and it caused the death of a couple of people, unfortunately.
Now, this is awareness right here. The fact that you all forced out here, not that big of a deal because we had alt, but the fact that you continue to try to force out right here when you know there's an alting Winston right in the doorway.
I noticed that we were being stupid, like, about 2 tries in, and then I was like, alright guys, like, hang on, if you play it a little bit more, you'll see me start to go the other direction, because I'm like, guys, we're being a little stupid, let's try the other direction.
And the reason why that's such a key thing for me to note there for you guys is the fact that if you notice in the kill feed right now, you notice your D.Va's been out-mech'd and killed, while the rest of your team is still being forced back into spawn. So, again, we have a stagger. We now have advantage in team numbers to take you guys down. So the main priority that our team ran as like the biggest win condition we had was stagger. Make sure we have one pick to stagger and then force into you guys. And then we'd see somebody would call it a low target, and my immediate result is going for low target. So I believe it was Joel called out and said brig low, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joel. Was that you that called brig low?
I couldn't honestly remember.
Okay, somebody called brig low. As a flanker, my immediate worry is to take down low targets. So I immediately targeted you Adrift because you were low. Again, another stagger. So somebody then called Divas out of mech, Diva low. Slayer went for the pick immediately. It comes up again here. Somebody called down McCree low, Destructo dove McCree. Somebody called Winston low. I dove your Winston.
I think they're, like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if we had enough time to, like, really get a group together. Like, I think we just had to...
You may not have had enough time to get a regroup together, but with the fact that your Diva was trying to contest on point and you guys were still walking into the ulting Winston, you guys wasted probably a good 5 seconds that you could have walked back into spawn and forced out onto the opposite side.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about.
And on the opposite side, our Winston would have been sitting there waiting for you guys to be coming out of the left side. Then he would have rotated as soon as he realized that you guys weren't coming out of that side. He would have rotated to the other side. As soon as he rotates to the other side, you guys could have easily had your Lucio, who's alive, and who was coming out of spawn. He could have come out the other side while the Winston was distracted and taken point. You could have done the same thing either way, just come out the opposite side of where we were, because our attention was focused on the 3 members, not the 1 member. And
another thing is when you guys finally got out of the left side of that spawn, you guys kind of just dispersed and didn't go into point altogether, which doesn't really make any sense. Like your Winston was on high ground, and then you had like 2 people on point, and then someone was like behind in the back line.
This is true. Yeah, your Winston dove high ground instead of straight onto point and bubbling the point. What I would have done as Winston is I would have dove the point and shield danced. So I would have placed my bubble, held spacebar as soon as I hit the point, and then teetered on the edge of my bubble just to kind of force the team to try to deal with me a bit more. Because the best way for a Winston to use his bubble is to place the bubble down and then sit on the edge of the bubble. If you sit on the edge of the bubble and then bounce into the bubble and out of the bubble, it forces the enemy team to have to chase you in and out of the bubble to try to kill you. Which then prolongs everybody's focus, because now we've got a Winston sitting on the point going, hey, I'm shield bouncing. Somebody's got to deal with me, or else I'm going to continue to contest. So now our entire team's focus is now back on your Winston. At this point in time, your guys' main win condition and objective would have been to focus on taking out one of our healers. Because what I see on the screen right now is the fact that the only players who are low right now is me and Joel. And Joel's almost got full HP, but I'm low because I was forcing your Winston. So overall, what I can see is, again, lack of communication, and obviously you've kind of dictated this to me that you guys have a lack of communication because you don't have a shot caller.
Yeah. We kind of had a shot caller, but like nobody really listens to them. It's like we make shots, or whoever. I mean, it's kind of me. It's kind of Shadow, but like we make the shots when we're in the spawn, and then from there on, nobody cares about the shots. It's.
Can I say something just because I'm going through the same thing with Cryolwolves? You need to designate a shot caller and a backup shot caller, and the team needs to agree to listen to them. So you not only have the shot caller that's going to be calling switches and things if things aren't working as far as team comps and that kind of thing, but you're also going to need the one that, as Sin is saying, you know, calling off the low targets, that kind of stuff. Your team needs to understand that if there's a low target called, they need to be on there. You know, the way we do it is we have a main shot caller for team comp and then a shot caller for like what you're doing, dive targets, that kind of thing, which usually is our Zen or our secondary healer. But we also need the team needs to agree, and like if a healer calls out that, you know, they're getting attacked or there's somebody out of place, they need to understand that they need to go and jump on those people and assassinate them. So it's really important that you get that team comp and shot callers comfortable, and it's going to take a while. It's not going to be overnight, but it's important to start working on that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So hold up, I just got a message. So basically, when you designate your shot callers, the way I found best shot callers work is if you have a Zenyatta, obviously, Zenyatta should be a shot caller because he has an ability that allows him to shred an enemy team. Other than that, your main tank is a good shot caller. And in our case, we have somebody with the most knowledge of the game as shot
I was
caller.
just gonna ask if that's a better idea, because
A benefit is having quite a bit of knowledge of the game, but at the same time, sometimes I won't even shot call, and I'll leave it to the rest of the team to call out, because if I'm playing Tracer and I'm forcing up, yeah, I'm in front of the team, I know what's going on, but it doesn't mean I'm necessarily the best person to be shot calling at that point in time. Because when I'm forcing up and I'm going for targets, I'm not going to be shot calling, because my main focus is to go after those targets that have been called for me. When it comes to making swaps, at that point I will speak up and I will go, okay, so this is what we need to do, this is what we need to swap, this is what we're lacking in right now, this is what's having to happen.
That's
Or
like more of a strat caller.
Yeah. Or calling where we're going. Shot caller also dictates what alts we were using. So at the very beginning, when we used both Ana alt and Reaper, or Ana alt and Genji alt, I called and said, okay, if we've got this many alts, let's make sure we're only using 2 at a time. That way we don't overuse. And the players here can vouch for the fact that I do this. I make sure we're only using a certain amount of alts, and the fact that which alts we are using. Yesterday's match, we did the exact same thing. Like, for example, we coordinated the fact that we had Pharah alt, we had Reaper alt, Pharah, Hanzo, Zarya, and Reinhardt alt. So we designated the fact that the Hanzo and Zarya alts are going to be used together, and the Pharah alt and the Reinhardt alt are going to be used together. So we didn't pop like Pharah alt on top of Zarya alt. I ended up getting picked, and as soon as I got picked, I called and said, hey, I don't have my ult right now because I'm dead. You can pop your ult onto grab. We popped Pharah ult onto the grab, and we comboed it that way. I then comboed into Reinhardt. So basically, it's just coordinating which alts are being used, which strats are being called, and then obviously, as I said, your main tank and your off support, especially as Zenyatta, are usually the best picks for shot caller.
Another thing, you guys need to scout.
Yeah, you'll see me do it quite a bit when I'm playing Tracer, or even Sly was doing it when he was playing Genji. He'd push up into your guys' team, check which targets were there for him, and then he'd back out. I do the same thing. I scout around your guys' backline, and you'll see it happen quite a bit. I back around to the backline, look at who's there. I may not take any shots. I may just go, okay, this is the target there, this is the target there, this is the target there. Like when I was playing Pharah on first round, yeah. I didn't go through the room like the rest of the team did. I went up above the building and then slid back down off the building as soon as I realized where you guys were going. Mainly for the fact that I didn't want to be in the front line where I was an easy target. I wanted to wait till my Ryan had pushed up. That way that you guys had a target to focus your prioritization on before I was the target. Because if you see a Pharah first before you see a Reinhardt, your guys' main focus is going to be, okay, they have a Pharah, focus the Pharah. If you see a Reinhardt first, and then about 2 to 3 seconds later you see the Pharah, you're now going, okay, there's a Reinhardt, now there's a Pharah, now we focus the Pharah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keeping your prioritization and keeping your scouting is what's going to allow you to take team fights a bit easier. So knowing who's where the enemy team is going, and what characters the enemy team is playing is what's going to mainly draw to your advantage.
Yeah, that's a good tip too.
Joel definitely piping in on that is a good thing, especially with what we've talked about, and especially with what Tick said earlier as well. So I'm going to continue the VOD, and we'll just keep going over the...
Where are you at in the VOD?
1818.
Thank you.
But either way, it was very nicely done indeed.
Sly, I swear to God.
You know the time right
What?
now, Biggie Cheesy.
I did not.
You're
kidding.
1 p.m.
Yeah, you did.
Alright, and this concludes our VOD review. Have a good day.
Joel, you fucking freak. Oh my lord, he actually killed the VOD. Okay.
Gigu is running that widow right now, and this is
we were at
strong. I mean,
18,
Junkrat's got to be careful of those
18.
It doesn't matter. We're going to the next round.
Yeah.
1 p.m. Basically.
God damn it! Who did that?
Wait, are you guys watching it on like shared?
You can push on through as much
Yeah.
as you can.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on right now because Joel fucking...
That wasn't me. I did it once.
Do you... I have an account... Okay, now I'll just...
No,
Yo,
we're good. Okay, here
Let
we
me
go.
get in this, please. I want to see.
There's a link
I will...
up
Hold
in
on,
the...
I'll send you the links.
Okay, I'll pause it for now while he
I
gets in.
got this. Hold on. I'm on it.
What happened? Tell
Hey, good dear.
turn on my mouse, dude.
You are the best, thank you.
I try.
Oh my lord, who did this one?
I feel like every team needs a me.
I do too.
Agreed.
Hey, can you manage our team?
I mean,
Okay, are we ready?
Ready?
If Sin will share me, but you know.
Nope.
Hey, Sin, can you pass her on?
No. It's mine. She's not a trophy wife, she's mine.
Seriously, message me later. I can give you some tips.
Alright.
Who just changed the color of the screen?
Or help you without Sin knowing.
I didn't realize
you
that
know.
was everybody. That's my bad.
Wait, hold on. What? The color of Keep it.
I like
Keep
the
it, just
dark.
as fine.
Wow.
Oh my lord!
Stop it. Oh,
Okay.
so that's how you
I
guys.
took my hands off the keyboard. I'm done. We're sitting back. I just
actually
come in here
turning
and
off.
fuck everything.
Okay,
My mouse
here we
is
go.
Turned off, so if it happens again.
So, you see, we're hiding under bridge. We know your guys' window is up.
I'm not there. Yeah.
XQC desk slam, boys.
Okay, that was. Oh.
You guys hear it fucking ring for like a solid minute.
Subtle. You're fine.
But instantly, Destructo comes on over and shuts him down. That's the stuff that
Okay.
cannot.
Okay, let's see what we did here. Okay, so we knew you guys had a widow. We could hear her.
What is
What the
happening?
hell?
Is it still rebuffer?
Sly,
What?
Sly.
it's you.
You
What
son
about
of a
me?
bitch.
My mouse is off. What are you talking about? It's
Are you
me.
doing keystrokes?
No.
It's telling me it's you.
Yeah, I saw this shit too.
I did too.
There's no way. Hold on.
What I was going to say is I think that a lot of the decisions that Asylum is making are great on paper, but then in execution, and a perfect example is the McCree getting out there but not getting in a position.
You
and then
left
Shinzami.
Fuck this shit.
Absolutely
Nope.
crapped on the Zenyatta, who's
I'm
sitting
trying
by
to
himself,
rebuff.
But instantly,
Okay.
Destructo comes on over and shuts him down. That's
Yeah.
the stuff that can't.
So
Asylum
again,
cannot allow
as we
him to
stated
do.
here, I keep trying to say this because the game obviously doesn't want me to talk about it. But we know your widow's above us. We know the widow's there. We're waiting for an opportunity. We know that we've been spotted, and we force out.
Now down for Pinton Esports, kind of left in the back there as Joel's going to be left.
This was kind of a shit fest of a first team fight. I don't know how this ended up working in our favor though.
Wait, you guys won this fight?
I think
Yeah.
Biggie needs to work on his aim.
Yeah, we lost this fight and then we retook
Yeah,
it.
they might want to take a
Oh, okay.
quick breather, regroup,
Yeah.
figure out what they want to do. The Arista Road Dog, not
Took them
necessarily
way too
a good
long to
idea
kill me.
go on attack,
Yeah.
but they are doing it anyway.
Now,
I think they
I-
ended up
I
killing
do
me.
not think I've ever
I think
seen
part of the issue was I think I
That quickly.
backlined one of your healers or tanks or something like that. And
Cheese right there.
yeah, you can see me up top.
600 damage.
Joel comes to me. Joel starts healing me. We wait for the regroup. And you can see our team is starting to regroup here. We get the anti off on both your,
And I get two.
and then Joel boops you guys off.
There's the boot.
So as soon as
Let's cuck me. Let's cuck everybody.
it might cuck everybody if you click the wrong button.
Alright.
So Joel gets the 2 boops here. Now, pop quiz for you guys.
Okay.
When Joel gets when Joel gets 2 picks like this, what is the immediate function the rest of the team should do?
Back up.
Charge in.
Back the fuck up. What?
For your guys' team,
Please.
yes,
I think we
backing up.
We stood there.
For our team, the immediate function should be to charge at you guys and try to take you guys down, which I believe is what we ended up doing. So, you guys are still forced up here. We rotated around you and ended up boxing you in. We ended up pinstering you guys because you guys didn't back up. So, our Diva went around you guys' backline along with me, so the Diva and the Tracer are in your backline. The rest of the team is in front of your Roadhog, in front of the rest of your team. Now we've got a situation where you've got damage being given to you from the back and damage being given to you from the right. Your Roadhog here tried to escape. Example 1 of not getting yourself hard staggered. Your Roadhog, as soon as he saw the double boop, should have immediately jumped off the map with what position he was in. And I believe we also...
strong target
We end up taking you guys down here. So, you see, it's going to do the replay for you guys so you see this.
Replay the boot, boys.
We get the boop here. You guys are both off the map. That's 2 deaths. And then the rest of your team ended up collapsing because of us.
You can push on
Riveting
through as
off
much as
tank.
you can and
Yeah.
have a lot of defense, but honestly, when you have to keep moving the payload, it's
I'm
not that good. That's why
okay.
you-
I have to point out the fact that I'm really sad about that
Tracer
Then-
stick.
the tracer stick right there.
more defensive
Because the
attitude.
tracer stick stuck the Ana, but if hold up, let me go back so you can actually see it. Because
I was just
Like he only got the tanks moved a little bit. That was a big double boost.
No. That's not it. I'll show. You'll see in a second what the issue is. Watch your widow.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, watch your widow. Watch your widow's perspective when the widow's perspective comes up, and you'll understand why this was an issue for me and why I had such a big deal about it. I was so mad with this alt. I'm surprised it got you adrift. But if it goes to, it should go to widow's perspective here in a second. Watch widow's perspective.
She didn't shoot.
No, not only did she not shoot, the bomb was stuck right to your widow. You can see me recall right at her face because I stuck her. But for whatever godforsaken reason, it bounced off of your widow and landed on the ground. Again, this has happened to Tracer players before. It's like a known glitch where you go to do something and it just completely disappears.
Yeah, I've had that.
It's not that good. That's why we see.
And then yeah, your widow knows I'm here.
Yeah, good stall here. Gigu getting that sticky onto a drift. They're gonna be charged another.
Let's see. Where was the other thing that happened to you? Yeah, you guys. Okay. This is another thing that is a key mistake. You do not res when you're that close to spawn.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances, when you are on attack and you are that close to spawn, do not res spawn. I'm trying to teach Tix not to do this because she does this quite a bit. But rezzing right beside your spawn doors is not a good idea. One, it's a waste of what? I think 18 seconds on res cooldown. And two, it's, well, yeah, whatever amount of time it is for your res counter. Two, it puts you at a disadvantage now because now the enemy team knows, okay, the res is on cooldown. This is time to push. And I believe we do exactly that. I believe we waited it out. We saw, okay, they have res on cooldown. We're gonna force in with this.
Take it away, Tug.
Here comes Dragon Blade.
And Sly called out. He said, "I'm not going for anybody, but the Pharah pharmacy combo first." Now, this is another mistake that you guys your Roadhog made. Your Roadhog right here turns around to try to 1v1 me, and ends up getting himself picked because I had more damage on him than he could out heal. He should have just regrouped back into spawn, like held his heal, and just walked right into spawn. If he'd done that, I wouldn't have killed him, and it wouldn't have been another stagger. So this is another stagger that forces you guys to wait, what, another 30 seconds for a full regroup.
It's both summer climate.
And you can see you guys are starting to regroup by spawn doors. We're letting you regroup. You see I go up and I scout. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give him a stick here. I'm going to recall. I'm going to go back to what I was doing. Give you guys a bit of a shake and see how you guys react to it. Your guys' reaction to it is you guys start clustering more, which allows our diva to do this.
Good thing I am not in charge of the lore and Destructo is in charge of the self-destructs. He's gotten several on these so far. Start off with
There's nothing you could have done. The fact is, your guys' reaction to a ult is to immediately regroup after said ult because you don't expect there to be another ult coming towards you. You regroup back after an ult and then immediately start pushing in. You guys were playing a little bit too aggressive there rather than waiting passively and being like, okay, is there any other ults that they could possibly use here? Again, drops down to shot caller, keeping a track of your counterpart for ult. Like if you're playing Rein... Yeah, ult tracking. If you're playing Rein and there's an enemy Rein, watch your ult. That's all you have to do. Watch your ult. Okay, go. I have my ult. Fat chance is that my counterpart also has their ult. So you gotta be wary of your counterparts. So like, for example, I'm playing Tracer. You guys have a Reaper. Obviously it's not the best example because Tracer does get her ult faster than a Reaper does, but it's still like example. Reaper and Tracer, both flankers, both can force in, keep a track of my ult, I keep a track of your ult. So if you have your ult, there's 100% chance that I also have mine. Same thing goes for Zarya. If Zarya has her ult, it's most likely that the other Zarya is going to have ult. And the best way I find to actually track ults is just, one, track your counter for an ult, and then just work your way up the scale. Okay, go... Okay, I'm counting this tank's ult. Now I'm going to count the main tank and the off tank's ult. Now I'm going to go off tank, main, and support. And you just keep working your way down the line until you're able to fully track all the ults. Obviously, you don't need to do this because you've got 5 other players with you who can do the same thing. If everybody is counting the other person's ult on the opposite team, you've now got one person who's going, okay, this person's got their ult. Now you know this person's got their ult. Like, for example, one of your supports could have called out, okay, I have my ult. More than likely, the other person's support is going to have an ult. And I see right here, one of your guys' support, I believe, does have their ult. And it's the same case with our team. Somebody on our team has their ult for support. Yeah. See, you guys have Ana ult. We have Lucio ult. So, most of the time what's going to happen is if you see that one of your support has their ult, the other team's, one of the other team's support is also going to have their ult. It's usually how the case goes. And again, you're forcing up, grouped up, but you see your Roadhog continue to go, while the rest of your team backed away. Again, communication, knowing where your positioning's at. You guys popped Orisa ult there to get your team damage up. And really what should have been done there is you should have placed bongos on cart, protected it, and then had your entire team group with it. Because in that case, Sly may not have been able to get as many picks as he did, because now everybody is prepared and focused on the point. You have a McCree who could have easily flashbanged, and then you have a Hog who easily could have hooked right after the flashbang. Would have been a 1-2 combo. You would have had the ult and Genji down immediately.
And an Ana.
Yeah. And then you can see Adrift how far away from your team you are right now. You backed extremely far away from your team. And I'm assuming you're gonna get picked for it. And you can see Sly sees you, Sly sees that everybody's separated, and he goes immediately for it. Hey, Denzel.
Team K against, there it goes. Are we gonna get it? There we go, there's the bell, there's the bell.
Yeah, good job, Tina. Thank you for letting us know it was a team kill. Alright, we're gonna see that replay again.
So it shows the replay. I can't remember if...
That was actually a 4K.
Yeah, no, okay. So yeah, your team was separated there.
I was saying one each time.
That was our... Okay, actually, that's something I have to point out for our team. Joel?
Good question. Where are you as Widow?
I'm on bridge.
Okay.
Joel, you popped Lucio ult during this team fight when nobody was low.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. It was a waste of an ult there when we had called that we didn't need any ults, is what I'm saying.
No, I'm pretty sure what happened was the Genji was going in, and he got hit like 3 times or something.
And you panicked.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, I can't let him die, so I'm just gonna ult. Deal with the consequences later.
We should
go back and look at it, see if
I don't know if he actually took damage or not, but I'm pretty sure I saw somebody.
One shot from Curry.
Yeah.
Here, watch his HP. 200. Hold on.
That's at the end.
Yeah, that's at the end. We'll watch replay.
Yeah, good job, Athena. Thank you for
Watch Sly art. Watch his
Alright, we're gonna see that replay.
HP. I'm watching his HP in the top right.
Maybe I got low.
His HP, yeah, he takes 1 shot, 2 shot, goes back up to full HP, and then
there it is. Yeah, he was.
There it is.
That
so he would have died.
That saved him. That was a good ult.
It was a good ult. It may have been a waste in the situation, but I do see now that it was kind of a usable ult. I mean, we should have had Ana ult there for it. You didn't completely throw it away. You used it on one person, which isn't necessarily bad because, again, win condition's a thing.
Yeah.
You saved him there and completely wiped us.
Yeah, so...
And also, the Hog was alive at the time, and if he would have gotten hooked, we would have probably lost that fight.
So, that was my bad judgment call there. I should have checked the entire thing there.
What?
The nano boost, where do you put the nano boost?
And that
What?
looks like a Christmas ornament just hanging around and coming on down, but ornament just hanging around and coming on down, but
Oh, the play? I thought you were asking about the VOD review.
No.
What are you
Are we doing a VOD review?
Yeah.
with a quick one there, several Ks down,
Oh yeah,
but
he
Genji's
C9'd a little
Joe with
bit.
the boop
Like
in there,
he did get.
Yeah, he's C9.
He got booped, but that was trying to get back.
He
from
should have
the
walked
C9.
back.
Like no, like.
You wanna know why he's C9 though? I guarantee you he was under the impression that your Reaper was on point.
But the Reaper died.
Because your Reaper was
booped off.
Your Reaper was on point. Joel booped him, and while he booped him, I can't show it on because this is a screen share, but I grappled the wall while it was ulted as like cause our I don't know why, but our Ana used ult on me as a Widow.
It's Nano Widow. It works.
It did, but I wall grappled and I headshot your Reaper in as I wall grappled. You can see at the bottom of the kill feed I picked off your Reaper. Your Reaper was the only. Yeah, your Reaper was the only one contesting the point.
Nano Widow works.
Yeah, Nano Widow kills on like one charge, right?
I was gonna say me and Crosby do it a lot.
Yeah, it works.
Where's your Widow position? 'Cause I'm trying to decide where they're.
Their Widow's on top of train car.
Where's the car?
Alright, skip this shitty play.
127. Alright, so we got to 54.
Yeah.
That he died.
Reinhardt Diva, yeah?
Like
That's
at the end
something
there
we should
when
probably be seeing, or maybe
Clifford
at least.
C9 was that? Did Ethan call that out?
Don't get me wrong, this caster is
Like,
not
call
one
out
that
that he
has
died,
anything
or-
against the GOAT's composition, but seriously, Dim.
Yeah,
He was lagging.
Are you lagging or am I lagging?
He's lagging.
I think it's him.
He's lagging.
That was hard for this one.
I think. Actually, I'm not sure.
Keep going. Hold up. I'm trying to skip ahead because it took a while for us to start the next match because we were doing that. 15.
It wasn't even 50.
I would be.
Literally, we talked for like
Okay.
a
Looking at the
while.
Miley comp right now, along the lines of
Okay,
that,
what are you guys running? Where's okay?
see how this works
I'm
out.
trying to look at positioning here myself
They don't
too.
know how
Trying to
much
like determine positioning for your hit skin, like your McCree, where he's.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
God
so
we didn't call
T500
to do
been
that.
playing pretty much
Everyone was
only on
thinking.
these Tracer
Why is your
characters.
McCree all the? Your McCree should have taken up on that high
But
ground
Destructive did a
to the
great
top
job
right
of
Yeah,
instead of being down
because
here.
you can see here.
You can either do that or you can go up top left.
Wait, is it playing right now? Or is it buffering?
Yes. No, it's playing.
It's fine.
Oh my.
He's boss.
Oh, they're all
Just
behind the
reload
shield.
your page. It's buffing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all behind the
your
shield.
McCree-
You guys are running
McCree's down here. Your McCree's down here where he should be where T500 is.
Oh, this is the only game I played well on.
Yeah, look at this. Okay, so look, my team forced in from the front and drew your guys' attention. As a flanker, what did I do? I went around, looked for a low target, and immediately prioritized the low target.
Nobody called him out though. That's the thing. Nobody called that there was a Tracer behind.
Yeah,
And you had 2
Yeah, you
counters.
guys didn't move in at all.
I would have expected to see the road.
Yeah, look. Okay, you can see it very clearly when it comes to this round.
No one reacted to the Tracer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch. So this is one thing I need to point out because you guys also have a tracer. Your tracer can do the same thing I'm doing. Your tracer could have forced up to the front and then
You're
recalled
also-
back.
You're also using unnecessary cooldowns there.
Looking at the
Yeah.
Miley comp right now, along the lines of that.
Our team forces in. I call, I'm flanking. The team forces in, starts grouping around the side. I call, I'm about to hit point, so our team starts forcing on. I see you guys have a Discord target in the back, so I've prioritized your McCree. I'm still sitting in the back. Your team has yet
Your
to
brig
turn
just looked at him and then
Yeah.
looked back
I
around.
remember.
Yeah.
Just accepted his
I looked
fate.
at him, turned like I tried to hit him with the
very
lift,
low, and
so I
T500
think
doing
my
what
shield
T500
does
does.
was on
Adrift also
cooldown,
down though, and this
cooldown.
looks like it might
And
be
then
going
he
the way
recalled,
of
I
the
didn't see
Infinity
him, but
Sports.
someone
We
started
see
shooting
Shadow
me from
very low
the
coming on
back,
and
so I
getting the lead
turned
on
around
down.
there.
Fluffy, the only one.
Did you have your
Now we're gonna see-
shield up though? Not the shield, but like the armor pack. Do you think you had that at that time?
I don't.
Because you could have thrown armor pack on McCree.
Still it is. Rams got it.
See,
Rams got it.
T500,
Nice.
he did really good on Tracer right here.
Yeah.
He basically stalled us for like a good 30 seconds.
Once again, your McCree's down here on the low ground.
Yeah,
Your McCree's playing too low ground.
We don't talk about what I was doing in the back.
I was just trying to understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you see right here. What did we do when we had two picks down? When we had 2 picks down, we backed off and we regrouped. You continued to apply pressure to our off tank, and then you backed out. That's really good. That was good play on your part. You got the pick you wanted. You backed off. You regrouped.
So pause it real quick.
But
Yeah, so I think the reason that the majority of my team does that is like, you know, where they will stay on the point and just try to hold it. It's because they are always thinking like control. Because a thing that we do on control a lot, which, you know, maybe it's a bad idea, but I don't think it is. Like, if we're controlling the point and we can just kind of gain as much percentage as we can by staggering, like, unless it's at the end or whatever, you know, like, it's situational. But like, yeah, say it's like 50-0 and we have control, where we'll like kind of stagger onto the point so we can just hold it and get as much percent as we can.
I know what you're talking about, because occasionally, even though I'm not a shot call or anything for our team, I'll occasionally be like, stay on point, just stay on point, it's fine if we stagger. If you have like 2 or 3 people, it's like stay on point, don't back up, because the high you're trying to get the higher percentage. in the higher percentage. After a little bit, you're gonna get the percentage. Everyone's gonna die, but even though you're gonna be down some people real quick, you have time to regroup unless they're at like 85. You have that time to regroup, so it doesn't matter if you stagger on a point like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
So
about.
that's not bad.
I'm not.
I call that.
What I'm trying to say is that I feel like people on my team do that because they're thinking like that, like with that strategy, which doesn't make sense on like attacking on escort or whatever. Like I think you know what I mean. Like they apply that to the wrong point. Or to the...
They apply it for a map like this where you need to be doing coordinated team fights for that second point instead of staggering.
I mean, I'm not, I'm talking about like,
whose fucking mic is that? Holy shit!
It's Nathan. Nathan.
Shut up.
No, but if you're running maps like Nepal or Busan, maps like just a peer control map, that's when you do it. But on 2CP, you never do that.
Yeah, you would never do that, and that's the thing. I feel like people we try to force staying on the point too much when like the fight really is lost. Like you know what I'm saying? Like because say I
can see that.
On here, 2CP, it's like the defenders have the spawn advantage, like insanely. But they'll still try to win like a. Well, say it's like a 4v5, and they'll still try to fight it out, even though our two that died have a lot more of a walk. Like I don't know.
Yeah, don't do that unless it's a pure control map. Never do it on 2CP. You'll just screw your whole entire team up. Control map though, you're allowed to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just think people apply that to the like every map where they shouldn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, you only do that to.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Clutch out, then you Katamura.
Okay, again, see, you get your pick, you turn around, you back off to the
I
game.
get pulse bomb for like 5th time.
Goes down with nasty sticking against him.
That legitimately made me switch off Hammond.
Okay, now, I want everybody to look at what he just did there, and I know you guys will be able to tell. What did he do right there?
He scouted out targets and
then returned to the team. He saw we were forcing up, and then he turned around and back to the team. That is what we call scouting, and that is exactly what you need to be doing as a flanker, is watching for what the enemy team's movements are, and then backing to your team, or getting into a spot where the enemy team can't see you to go for the back line, and just wait it out and call it out to your team so your team knows what's going on.
Yeah.
That's going to be the only one now that's Okay, 6 minutes to go here as attack coming on in. They're going to have to wait for Gigu to dash up.
Oh, wait, is that when the captains went quiet because of what I did?
Yeah.
Hold up, I want to hear this. Hold up.
With this,
you hear nothing.
Out, then you get Katamura.
P500 not letting his prey go on that one is Nate Hank. Sorry about that.
Nat Hank.
Goes down against him. Gigu's going to have his own there, but that's going to be...
Hold up, wait, I want to hear this.
2, 1, there you go.
Okay, so
I was the one that made the call to go to McCree to counter you.
Yeah, okay, so you were doing so good that we decided we needed a counter. So I realized, and everybody said this, everybody was like, okay, can you swap to McCree? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I just threw my sticky at my feet and killed myself, and then swapped over to McCree.
Like, why didn't you just get a tank, lol?
And everybody was in the middle saying, why didn't you just stick a tank? And then I killed myself. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm swapping now.
No.
And I believe I actually get the pick on you, like, immediately. As soon as you force up. I think I flashbang headshot you. Or I went to, and I think Joel booped you out of the way.
Back here, and they are not regrouping. This staggering just sort of push that they're doing right now is kind of interesting. It looks like they're finally going to be regrouping, but you should have just regrouped in mid before you even go through the choke. But now they're just going to rush in, and they might lose an early pick.
Yeah,
Coalescence right here.
Coalescence, and that's
okay, so I think we lose 2 right here. Yeah, I think we lose 2 right here, and so we back.
We lose 1. We get 2
yeah, we
sustained
lose
picks
1, and then we
push
use... Yeah, and then we start pushing in on this.
Oh, the Brigida moved behind him.
Hang on. I know exactly what happened. That looks really stupid, but I paused because on my screen, I was under that little back bridge thing, and I froze, and I clicked pause, and then as soon as the pause went away, I literally flew over there, and then, like, so I don't know what happened. Like, my internet just kind of died.
Well done by the side of Offside.
I totally thought it was a stall tactic. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly.
I mean, it would have been usable considering the fact that you guys ended up.
Yo, Tom.
My screen.
You don't know what happened? So when he paused, this guy on our team screamed at his brother. He's like, "Yo, get me some Cheez-Its." You know, like, why are you asking to get Cheez-Its? You should think about what's gonna happen after the pause.
You know what? Okay, your pause saved your Brig's life, by the way.
No, I was
hardcore on your Brig.
It also destroys me because I potato here because pause.
I still died anyway. Like, just so you know, when that happened, I was literally, I wasn't even.
You guys are
on my screen. I
playing
was
the
on a different spot on the map.
Look at that graph. Beautiful.
Hey, you guys are about to see the best play in the world.
Oh God, I hate Nathan. I hate Nathan. Look at this.
182.
Okay. So I remember during the interview, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, that was such a good stick," and I'm sitting here like, "No, it wasn't." Nathan literally turned around and ran at us.
I remember I had personal up, and I thought about using it. I'm like, "Nah, it's like way over there. It's fine." And I'd like went to look at something else, and I got blown up.
I swear to God.
Go. Oh yeah. I hated this play, like right here, because our Ryan was busy.
Hold up, I've got an advertisement. Do you guys?
No.
My favorite part ever. Nerd.
My favorite part ever is when you go back to when
No,
I did
hold up. If you pause it, I don't get
180
past the
shielded and
advertisement.
protected everyone else.
I'll be honest.
Advertisement, so I
There
got
goes our win condition, dude.
Nathan, I watched that turnaround on stream, like live in Philly, and I shit you not, 3 of us were like, "What the fuck just happened?" We're all like, "Oh my God, this is embarrassing."
Okay, can we just admire what he, like, the amount of skill it requires for him to just fuck his own teammates up right there?
Dude, I was like, this is my team.
I just want you to flick, like, look at the flick of my shield as, like, to turn around.
I want to see this. Like, I actually want to see
it
this
was
because
amazing.
it's so bad. It's so bad. How fast? Like, the even worse part about it is that Joel speed boosted him at the exact same time, so it was just so much faster.
The best part is
It was
actually
like-
you can see him about to kill the team in his own play of the game, like at the end of this match.
Oh yeah.
Like you see his screen shake.
Yeah, no, but like, I love this. I love the fact that Joel's like, "Hey, I'll help you with that," and just speed boosts him into us. Like, just watch when they go into third person perspective. Just watch how fast the Ryan just turns around and just goes at us. Just wait for it. You ready? You ready? Watch Nathan. Watch Nathan. Watch the speed boost. Watch the speed boost. Ready? And speed boost.
And then
I love how it almost got the Zen too. That's the best part about it.
Here comes the win condition.
God, if that was so funny for me, because I was just like, oh, just pulse bomb.
Oh jeez.
We should watch the play. It's funny.
It is. It's hilarious. Because I was watching it, I'm like, "Oh, it's not gonna show it," and then I just see the Ryan turn around 180 degrees and just fucking run.
The best part is the screen shaking. Like you can, like it's like he's saying no to us.
He's like, no. The best part about it is like, no. It's like it's what it looks like, but in all reality, it's like, I want to kill you.
I just couldn't stop dying while we were doing while we were playing as I was on point. I just could not.
I love how what you said to us after the game ended. You're like, if we had lost that round, I would have been so upset. And I would have felt so bad. I'm like, yeah, you really should have. You literally fucked 3 of us there.
If I killed the Zen, we probably would have lost that. I'm gonna be honest.
Tix clipped it. We now have a clip of it.
That's going on our Twitch.
Put that on highlight reels.
Put that in the montage.
Can that go in the montage?
That's gonna go on Twitch or Twitter tomorrow, guys.
I just want to see like Matt Hank, and under the description I want to be when he's not slaying the enemy team, he's
Slaying our own.
Cold-blooded killer.
My pulse
But not.
No, he's like, let me help you with that. He's like, I think you missed your intended target, and just turns around like, here you go. Hey, I'm delivering the package. Isn't that what Ryan's supposed to do?
piss out for anyone's blood at
It
this
was
point.
just, it was just the best part when you guys see the play because I start shaking like, no.
They got the Anna. She's gonna have Lucio to be able to boost that.
Also, everybody on our team at this point was telling me to go kill myself, so I'm like forcing up into you guys' team.
No, that is not going to be the way. They want to start this team fight with Biggie and Adrift both now down.
By the way, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think it was the Drift I killed. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest.
The team fight is over.
When I killed you at the beginning of the round, I didn't even see you. I was aimed at you. I was aimed at your Zenyatta. Zenyatta
2 times.
killed you.
First time I tried to hide, and like just as I got out of your sights, you just barely hit my head.
You do lose a few seconds, but you get a much.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. I get the pick onto the Hon or the Genji, and I'm just like, nah, I'm gone. And then everyone's like, oh, go kill yourself. I'm like,
yeah, this is.
Is that what you want? Is that what
Oh
you
my
want?
god, we reset. Oh my god.
Someone told you to back down. We said no.
You guys reset.
Somewhat. Alright.
If that
I think I
The only bad thing is you guys were kind of like split on sides.
Yeah. When you guys forced in, we said, oh, they're going force left side. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Staggered the Junkrat so hard
I think honestly they're going
because he was just separated from everyone.
Okay, fun fact, hold up, I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna tell you about this, guys, so you guys know about this when you're playing like Ana. Fun fact about Ana, and I'm not sure 100% if this still works, but it used to work 100% of the time. If an enemy team forces you into your spawn and you're playing Ana, sleep one person, and then turn around, go into spawn, swap to Lucio, and swap back to Ana. You can continue to sleep them in your spawn.
I don't think it works so anymore.
It might not. I'm pretty sure it still works, but you can continue to sleep somebody endlessly in your spawn. And can never leave.
I don't think the spawn was close enough though. So.
No. It is. You can literally peek out if somebody's at that last door, and you peek out and you fire your sleep dart at them while they're sleeping, and then just walk back into spawn, swap to Lucio, swap to Ana. It resets your cooldown. You can just keep sleeping the person.
That's such a niche scenario, but yeah.
I've done it before. It's stupid, but it's hilarious because I had a Winston stuck there for about 3 minutes.
Pulse bombed.
Something along the lines of just trying to contest that point.
And then yeah, you guys get your picks here, and I believe we decided not to contest it.
No, we hold this.
No, we hold this too.
You get a pick on the lead and Ryan
Situational
charges.
awareness.
Yeah, okay.
We were getting like rolled there. I got both forts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody was bitching at me about that. Bitching about me about that Hanzo
I'm
ult.
like, why did you do that?
Yeah, that was
And then immediately I'm like, because the Genji's gonna ult, and everyone's like, no, he's not. And then I get killed by the ulting Genji, and so does he. And it's like,
no, I got armored by the ulting Genji.
no. But I got picked by the ulting Genji after I said that I was ulting because there's a Genji.
Oh, hang on.
That top 500 blade.
Okay, hang on. Pause it right here. Pause it right here.
Okay, hold up. Sorry.
So right there when I slept the ulting Genji, I literally yelled into the mic. I think my entire house could hear this. I just was like, don't wake him up, and of course they woke him up. So.
That's the feel of an Ana player, though.
Drift, you're also on my head right now, so respect, dude.
I
don't know how you did that, dude. Did you grenade jump up there?
Go back, because I don't remember how I got there.
I think you were on top cylinders and you jumped.
Trying to switch. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's trying to switch now with C5.
I tried to shatter you. I tried.
We just like we don't need to watch the sleep again. Like it's not really worth.
Trying to get a shatter on down does not land it on a game.
I think you were on cylinders.
Oh, you never talk about.
And
Why doesn't? What were they close?
sleep and
I just want you to think about all the blades that have.
And then on
Cylinders. Yeah.
cylinders, you were just riding on the Zarya head.
I just realized I was talking and my mic wasn't muted. I'm sorry, guys. My bad.
So I know this has no relevance to the actual VOD, but I have to point out the fact that they just said banana boost, not nano boost. They said banana boost.
Banana boost.
I mean, yesterday they said Nathan Burrito.
Do you guys not tell Ana Bunga? Bunga Ana?
Also, somebody at the very beginning of the game said we should run Slambulance, and we all started laughing. We couldn't take the game seriously after Amphi just screamed we should run
This is
Slambulance.
when I hunted down your drunk rat.
Oh yeah.
This is exactly what I hunted down your drunk rat.
Move back a little fast.
This is so mean.
No. What a
I have a
BM.
spray addiction, by the way. This isn't me being BM, I literally have a problem. I just can't stop spraying.
It's not BM, it's just I have a problem.
It's just an addiction.
I mean, Tix can vouch for this. At least we don't have a bouncy Ryan.
I'll probably
and he proceeds to say that it's a big deal and he can jump unless there's a good enemy Ryan, and I yell at him every time. I don't want to talk about it.
The shots, dude. The shots.
Okay, well, I mean.
Oh, that's Zarya.
Big shadow.
I take it back on Nathan's bouncy Ryan, except not with the shield. Just when he's swinging.
It's fair. It's fair. At least it's not with my shield.
Shadow down.
Oh god, Tix rewound it.
I reloaded, I'm sorry.
They just want to see the dash combos.
Yeah.
Or Pent of Fury, excuse me, he's just shutting that down very, very quickly.
Win condition though, right?
Yeah,
The
win,
Dragon.
30 seconds. If they can get an early pick, the Hanzo's overextending.
The enemy,
They have a lot of ults to
the
go
caster's
today.
called the win condition right here, by the way.
Where the dragons there?
But if they can just drop it.
Where the dragons? There the dragons right there on
Unfortunately, my
top.
nade
That might be
couldn't save
it.
them
That's
from
gonna
that,
be
so-
it. We're only seeing the shadow with that. Oh, no.
Now, did my grab hit the drag, or did my dragons hit the grab?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't.
But it was enough. Yeah.
I didn't know because of the fact that it didn't get me any kills for one, and for two.
Rewind for a second. When I gave him that nano.
Are you talking about me just running forward?
Yeah, like what the fuck did you do with my nano?
I thought the team. So I thought the team was coming in behind the Winston, right?
30 seconds.
He's being
If
helpful.
they can get an early pick.
Just
That's true,
watch what he does, okay?
They have a lot of ults to go to their name, but if they
I'll pause the review right here and give you a play-by-play in a second. If it
That
comes
might be
to it.
it. That's gonna be it. We're only seeing.
So like
So
Winston
he
ults
ults.
the point. I've already
I
dash
nano
flashed.
him.
Multiple ults coming
But
down
then-
here.
I assume,
That's the
right,
win.
that
Okay, we can talk.
This was the guy that we nominated for most valuable player. What the fuck?
Yo, can we clear context and explain myself? Alright, so I had assumed I already used
Like
Flash
how he
Dash.
just explained himself.
I already used Flash Dash on the Primal Winston, right? He's already jumped a point. I'm not catching him. I assumed that his team was going to be running in behind him, so I went to go get anybody that was coming through choke.
And you fucking missed your wall run.
No, but then I saw nobody coming through choke, so I was like, I'm just going to hide in this corner because game's over. And
Wait,
then...
rewind one more time. Again. One again.
Dude, you walked past a Zarya. Zarya was always
That's
there.
our Zarya. That's our Zarya.
Okay,
That's
Wait,
what-
where?
That's me. That's me.
Down.
Oh, that's my
too far
bad.
back.
Hold up, let's see if he actually just walks past our Zarya or
See,
theirs.
wait.
We're red team.
Asylum Gaming
We need to have
Oh,
Zarya.
Walks past me.
Look at those sweet dash combos first.
I'm pretty sure it
But
walks
like,
past me because I remember just like,
watch,
oh,
right?
there's a
So
nanoed
they
Genji.
throw the bomb in here, right? And I dodge the bomb to go heal Sin.
Potentially. They do have a lot of ults.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
There's
Throw that.
bomb.
What?
His slide's like, I don't want you guys to see this embarrassment.
I'm not the one changing it, but I love
I
seeing
didn't do
my-
They have ultimates. They are.
Look, he's 9 HP below his maximum. Healers are
Shutting
throwing.
that down very, very quickly. 30 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
They throw-
so
they
right
throw the
here,
Diva
I'm
bomb
looking
in.
for their Junkrat. Right here, I'm
Just
looking
wait,
for
just
the
wait, just wait,
Junkrat.
just wait. They throw the Diva bomb in here, right? So I survived that. I try to go heal Sin because I thought he was low. I think I heal him once, and then I turn around and I see him ulting, and then I ult him. Like, my immediate assumption would be that you would just turn around and go to point. Because you have a fucking Genji blade that's now.
That's your guys. Can I just note that this was your win condition that just happened?
Our win condition has let us down.
You guys never watched it.
Time for the favorite thing.
At least I didn't kill our own team.
It's even better from his perspective too.
We need to rewind this again. We need to rewind this again because I need to clip it. Go back.
Oh, don't worry.
No. First we need to see this. First we need to see this.
Also on top of that, actually like.
No, we need to see this because this is the best part. This is the best part. Just
I tried.
No, I got an advertisement.
Skirt. Walks towards our teammate. I'm coming.
Hold up, once this advertisement's done, I need to actually see it because I can't.
At the very end, you can just slightly see me shaking my head toward.
Hold up, I need to see this because as I said, my thing just fucking went into advertisement.
I'm German Amazon.
So while we fix these technical difficulties, for anyone that wants to meme on me, I want you to remember that's y'all's MVP.
Okay, I want to see this. Hold up. I want to see the little shake of the head because I saw it when we were in game and I couldn't stop laughing. Get stuck.
Get stuck.
Dude knows exactly what he's doing, guys.
I knew exactly what play it was.
Okay,
Hey, literally every
Tix,
time
by the way, here you go.
You can shatter off my grab and then shatter it.
Thank you.
And you got play off of it every time.
To be fair, this would have happened if I just hit the tree teleport, which was almost impossible to do.
I'm leaving. Y'all can't have this.
Look at this pretty tree.
Oh my god.
Liberty Wall.
Flip. That's going on Twitter.
Oh, by the way, Sly, welcome to the team.
Yeah, dude, welcome to the team.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Hi, Sly. I take all of your mistakes and put them on Twitter.
I personally like the top-down
You
perspective.
at least take some of my successes?
If you upload them to the correct channel, of course.
I thought about if you have some.
Oh, this destroys me.
Here, I'll do this.
Yeah, I just want to point out in chat, I have recorded evidence that I've been called the win condition by Talk, so.
There you go. Upload it to there, and I check that, and that's what gets put up to Twitter.
He complimented my sweeps and nades.
Strong stuff from Pent and Fury, I think, honestly.
You guys just put it in where I run into my team and kill everyone.
Oh,
that's going up tomorrow. Don't worry. That's tomorrow's.
Oh no, that's going up right now on my Twitter.
Ours is going up tomorrow. Don't worry.
Just teammate.
I have access to our Twitter too.
Are we going to the part of the VOD where our team captain tells us that Adrift is his player of the game?
Oh yeah.
I've already been roasted enough. I don't want to get roasted again.
Oh, really?
No. We had to watch me get slept, me do nothing with Nanoblade.
I needed somebody
like it multiple times.
Our Reinhardt team kill us. We gotta watch.
These poor casters are gonna get all these clips.
I have no disappointment in doing that and regret.
Hold up, fine. If we're gonna listen to me be a fuck.
That was pure entertainment.
Okay, here.
Crisp, clean, game walk.
So, for example, our win condition on control point was keeping our Genji and our Ana alive. So
No, let's skip this actually strategy stuff. Let's go straight to the meat.
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Fuck that.
I just want you to know our win condition being Genji's already been clipped.
Keep our Ana safe in the back line while we're pushing the front line back.
There's gonna be an entire video that's just like that on repeat.
We do the same sort of thing. We just kind of get a feel for what we're doing. First, we start off with what comp we feel is going to work here. Like, for example, dive was working really well for us, so we were running dive throughout most of the matches.
All right.
As soon as we figured out what our
Schedule
win
for
condition was,
tomorrow.
we'd swap our team position
10
around that
a.m.
win condition and keep rolling with that condition.
Say
So, say for example, our
10 a.m.
We want to keep that Lucio alive as
that
long as
Pacific
We had a game.
Central. No. That's when the Twitter post of Ryan trying to.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean trying?
Let's say James, isn't that pretty early?
Try. He does.
I'm gonna make sure
today.
Okay, I think a good example of that.
Hold on, everybody, you ready?
that.
You ready for me being a dumbass? Everybody, shh, ready? Yes. And
This guy with the grab dragons, right?
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down here. Alrighty, so last question here, unless Bimmy has got some more, I'll ask.
Last question, most important one, of course.
Just standout player, and you guys can be greedy and say yourself.
Can be greedy.
I wasn't even gonna say myself. In my honest opinion, I say Adrift.
Hey, I fucked up.
Today,
No, wait, no.
It's not even you yet.
No, see, the reason that I thought that is because he said top 500 Utah.
Besides me,
so
today.
I thought it
So we
was
picked up Adrift
for
yesterday during just about an hour or so before.
No, you wanna know why I said Adrift? Because I opened up the live stream and the first thing I saw was Adrift.
A plus.
A+ for me and my fucking ADHD in one track.
Just
Potato
immediately
mind.
heard him say, "Yeah, Adrift was doing some pretty great stuff on the Genji," and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, no.
He's like, I
No,
explained
he
that.
never said Genji. That's why I never was like.
No, I did. I did say Genji.
I just heard popping.
I did
off
say
and I was
Genji.
like,
Genji, and also said picked him up on the team, and I was just listening. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, what? Set him up, got him all prepared and everything, and he's